Good afternoon, fellow yogis and yoginis. Like the two previous occasions, we have only one question in English, and here is that question. Most Venerable Bhante, my question is about seated meditation. Within 2 to 3 minutes of settling down in the seated position, I can feel both the in-breath and the out-breath very prominently and clearly blowing through the nostrils. However, after about 10 to 15 breaths, the breath fades away and disappears quickly. Following this, I pass on to this very monotonous, bored stage. During this period, I do not feel any aches or pains. I am certain that I am not sleeping. I am unable to describe it properly, but feels very, very empty. But at times, I see colors, lights that appear and disappear quickly. In addition to these, I also get thoughts which are very vague and transient. They are not related to me and they are not joined to each other. They appear randomly. As an example, randomly some 2 to 3 Dhamma words come up and disappear. To get away from these thoughts, I try to go back to the primary object, which is the in-breath and out-breath. I can do this without any difficulty. But after 5 to 10 breaths, I fall back again to the previously mentioned monotonous state again. After completing the meditation session, I try to recall these thoughts again, but failed to recall any of them. Can you please advise how I should progress further with the blessings of the Noble Triple Gem?
If the person who has written the question can give a little bit clarification or some opinion, the answer will be very straightforward. Would that particular person may make himself or herself out so that I can ask cross questions? Yes. I am referring to the early few sentences where soon after sitting you feel the breath very clearly and then after 10-20 breaths time it is fading off. Do you consider this fading off as advancement of meditation or it's a mishap in your meditation?
I consider it as an advancement of meditation.
Yeah, that's a very straightforward answer. And when it is going there, if you are considering advance, it is as advanced, you can promote it, you can facilitate it. Then it is going further and further into the subtlety. Then only it comes to the situation whether it's a concept or reality, whether it's a mind-made or whether it's a reality, is very difficult to understand. So that is also one of the very important events, if I am to put in the sequential manner, the gross object, the subtle object, and when the object becomes subtlest, everything becomes very volatile. Everything becomes in between the concept and reality. Very difficult to say the margins. So when that happens, our mind naturally becomes monotonous. Our mind naturally becomes bored and sometimes sleepy, sometimes doubtful, sometimes fearful. So that situation is what you have to train. Considering this very advanced stage, rather bringing it back to the primary object again. Bringing it back to the primary object is kind of a negative feeling you have towards this monotonous feeling or this bored feeling. So next time go prepared, the gross object and then the subtle object and the subtlest object as the 3 stages if I am to pinpoint, advancing and try to put up with that volatile situation and see how much this everything is mind-made, everything is mind is the forerunner, and to see magic of the mind. This is called the magic of the mind. So observe as much as possible instead of manipulating it, instead of reintroducing the primary object or letting the sleepiness creep in. Just be alert, just be vigilant, just be diligent and see when and where objects become just mere perception, like how much mind is trying to evade it, how much mind is trying to create magical things. So don't let the mind to carry you for a ride. Just go prepared and put up with, be with it as much as possible. Then only then you will understand the magic of the mind. Everything you see, everything you hear, everything you experience is nothing but magic of the mind, or wherever you go, there you are. The Buddha asking you to bring the meditation up to such a very subtle level and understand how much everything appear like mental, everything appear like mind-made. In the Dhammapada, the first verse, the Buddha mentioned, Mano Pubbangama Dhamma, Mano Settha Manomaya, mind is the forerunner for all the phenomena, is the leader, and ultimately everything is mind-made. When such a thing becomes revealed, mind play tricks either to fall asleep or to feel it monotonous or see uncertainty, fearfulness, doubtfulness situation. So this is the very important point where you have your particular faith, and just without introducing anything, without letting mind to go fall into sleep, without entertaining doubts, just observe it as long as possible. And even again the situation becomes gross, again it becomes subtle, and you go back to this situation. Then you can see at a time mind sees gross object, at a time it sees volatile objects, again gross object, again volatile object, like going to change by its own pattern. Don't let your will, don't let your volitional involvement happen, just let it happen. And one day, when you are advancing meditation, whether it is volatile situation or cut and dry concrete objects, all you must have the equal attitude, equal outlook. Just let it happen, don't get involved with your willful action. And then you can see that they have their own pattern. Sometimes become gross, sometimes become subtle. And get a distance and be a distance observer. The only single thing you have to facilitate is go prepared for this kind of a volatile situation and don't get involved in it.